So, Sammy here. Let's talk about depression. Now, Lena kind of left me a note here saying to put a trigger warning for anyone who could be triggered in any way. As we kind of already talked about in our first video, mental health is a little complex and it kind of affects everybody a little differently. So, if you're watching this, please think about you and your mental health. Stay safe. If you think you're going to be triggered, don't watch this. And yeah, trigger for mental health, trauma, language. Yeah, just warning. Alrighty. Depression. It is defined as a mental health disorder, and it's characterized by persistent depressed mood and or loss of interest in normal activities and causes significant impairment to your life. Yeah, sounds pretty shitty, doesn't it? Now, if you have like a depressed period and then it like goes away, probably ain't gonna diagnose you with depression. It's because depression is persistent. Whereas when it's a depressed period, there's kind of, a start and then like at some point it goes away. Now, if it's persistently coming and going, they can have, what is it? Bipolar depression or some other mental health thing going on. Now, someone with depression can experience all these lovely symptoms that, again, are just depressing and shitty. But again, it affects people differently, so they might not have all of this. So they can have anxiety, like I made Lena do that video on. They could feel guilty and hopeless. The lovely quote unquote classic sign of sadness and excessive crying. But they can also be agitated and irritable. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that one. They can also be plagued with negative thoughts and feelings that just replay all the time in your head and just reinforces those negative thoughts, which obviously can make anyone feel kind of worthless and shitty and kind of like they're a burden, which is kind of why people have thoughts of suicide, because they kind of feel like, oh, I have to atone for feeling like this, even though I have no control over it. So, yeah, when your kid has depression and you just go and call them lazy and don't help them or do anything, yeah, you're literally reinforcing those thoughts. So, think twice before you go and do that. Now, all of that lovely stuff before is basically saying depression is not just being lazy. It's more than feeling down and sad and crying. And it's more than just affecting their mental state, kind of affects their bodies too. Alright, this might be one of the last times you see all of this typed out. Lena is starting school up again with this lovely COVID thing going about. So we don't have the same amount of time to type this. And I don't like all this technology, so I just don't want to type all of that. Yeah, I'll just kind of shorten it up here. With depression, it's persistent and doesn't go away, and it's more than being lazy and not having energy. It's a mental thing. The chemicals in your brain just aren't what they need to be. Yeah, I only know. Put a note here. Remind them. Yeah. So remind you, if you want to pause to look at all this, feel free. Might be the last time you get this hand-typed version of this DSM-5. Yeah, cool. Put this little extra summary. Persistent. Significant impairment to your life. Yup. I'm sure Lena will want me to say it because I know I do. If you think you got a problem, go get help. And if you have a friend who have it, try to help them. Try to be understanding and not this little asshole that's like, oh, you're fine. Just feel happy. Yeah, not how that works. Try to get them help, even if all you are is a soundboard for them to like vent at. Just anything. Anything is better than just putting them down. Yeah, kind of my own little tidbit spin. Remember, mental health disorders are real. They exist, and they aren't things that you can just magically wish better. You gotta get help if you need it. And yeah, thanks for coming. Hoped you like it. If you like it, let us know. You want to hear more? Hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, whatever. Yeah, that's about it for me. Peace out, bitches.